This is a weird game. Start over. So I'm following a guide and it recommends me say things and then I'd messed up and said the wrong thing, and so I started over, and then I was just spamming through options and I said the wrong thing again. And so I was like, okay, I need to stop for the night. Also, I really want to see this cutscene because I skipped it twice and...
The Raven's heir. Soon as one of them's caught, another one takes his place. Hey, Harold, have you read this? Harold? Harold?
I believe it's our protagonist.
Harold? You hear me? This is no time for fun and games.
Shh! Calm down. I'm a copper. We're on the same side.
A copper? What are you doing here? And where's Harold?
Harold? Well, there's another guard back there unconscious. That's probably him. The Eye of the Sphinx. Where is it?
It's there.
Oh, good. Then he hasn't got it yet.
You mean the Raven's heir?
Shh! Turn it off. He's gonna steal the eye.
But how do you know?
Doesn't matter. All that matters is that we catch him. Do you understand?
Yeah, but...
Do you understand? You and me, mate. We'll be heroes.
This one's 100%
All right,
the
now,
Raven's heir.
we just have to...
What?
Halt! Stop! You're under arrest!
This song sounds familiar. Oh great, I'm on the Orient Express. Sorry, Le Orient Express.
Le.
Yeah, L apostrophe.
Hands up!
I don't have time to
The lolly lulelo.
I'm on duty.
Kick that child.
You're funny, but you don't look like a real cop. You don't even have a revolver.
I mean, I'm not American, so I wouldn't have a revolver.
What's your name, boy?
My name is Matthew Miller.
And where are you from, Matthew Miller?
From Dillsburg, Pennsylvania.
That's
But my mom and I
Matt
live in
Matt
England now.
Miller. That's
She's
the
taking
guy
care of
from
some
Saints
ritual
Row.
lady. We're on our way to Venice at the moment. We're taking a cruise on a big ship.
Impressive. You've already seen half the world. I've spent my entire life in Switzerland.
Must be really boring.
And what's with the gun? What do you need it for?
It's the Raven. He was gunned down, so now I need a pistol.
Dead birds don't need guns. Nor do live ones.
You don't know who the Raven is, do you? He's the greatest burglar ever. He stole paintings from the Louvre, and those priceless eggs with gold and diamonds and stuff. And Bobby Dobbs says he replaced the crown jewels with rhinestones.
I know who the Raven was. Although, I don't quite buy that bit about the crown jewels. You do know these days there are thieves far more dangerous than your old Raven. 2 days ago, a precious ruby was stolen from the British Museum. There was an explosion. A guard was severely injured.
Really?
Yeah. And you know what the papers say?
You talk too much, Constable.
Zellner, monsieur. Anton Jakob Zellner.
Or did he pull a gun on you?
No, monsieur.
Get a move on.
Inspector Legrand, it's a great honor to work with a celebrity like you.
We appreciate the support of the Swiss police, but it'd be better if you'd remain seated and keep an eye on things.
But, monsieur, surely I can be of assistance, somehow. I saw a safe being loaded.
We have everything under control. If you'll excuse me, I'll be in the first freight car at the back of the train for the rest of the trip.
I'm not here to enjoy the beautiful scenery. I am a good observer, and I have finally honed powers of deduction.
Thanks to that?
I watched the people on the platform in Zurich. I know, for example, that man over there is a violinist.
That would be more impressive if there weren't a violin case next to him.
And I believe that the gentleman in the next carriage is a German doctor on his way to Italy to take up a new position.
And what gives you that idea?
There's the rod of Asclepius engraved on his cufflink. And he's carrying a German-Italian dictionary.
Maybe he's just taking a holiday in Italy, following in Goethe's footsteps.
Too much luggage. And no, he's not retiring to Italy either. The suitcases are too shabby for me to believe that he can afford to retire in his late 50s.
All right then, Constable...
Zellner.
Constable Zellner. If you're such a clever fellow, what am I doing on this train?
I think you're guarding something.
Oh, really? And what might it be?
Could it possibly be a jewel that's making a long and perilous journey?
You're guessing. You can't possibly know what's inside the safe.
But if that were the case...
Then I'd ask you why the train wasn't crawling with police.
It's a trap.
You've got a vivid imagination. I'll give you that. Well, that is impressive, I admit. But the fewer people involved, the better. We'll get along fine without you.
You won't.
Won't? Pardonnez-moi.
I can
Pardon-moi.
and I will help. You're in my country, and I've been ordered to assist you. And that's exactly
So
what
every
I'll do,
time I
whether
get
you
a,
like it or not.
That's
Clever
what reminded
and
me.
stubborn.
Every time I've been
Your
getting
commitment speaks volumes, Zellner. But this
a
is my
text
show,
message from an actual
and I
number
don't
that's like,
need
hey,
you.
vote for this person. I
Well,
just reply with
but-
this.
How do you know? Oh, hello.
You cheated.
I did what?
I saw you talking to the German doctor on the platform. He told you everything himself, and you were just pretending to put two and two together.
And what of it? Do you know who that is? That's Inspector Nicholas Legrand. You have to impress him if you want to work with him.
I'm going to tell on you.
You'd really tell on me? To the very policeman who shot your dear Raven?
Whoa. It It was him?
Mm-hmm. Hunted and killed Europe's most famous burglar. That's how he got his start.
I won't tell him a thing.
I wouldn't either.
I did my research last
I
night.
have to do my work now.
Everyone calls me Maddie.
Where,
well, except
we,
for my mom. She calls me Maddie, as if I were a little kid.
I got in the mail, it was like from the county clerk's office. It's like, hey, go to this website and you can get,
Alright.
it's a go here for the, sample ballot. And so I just like opened it in Photoshop. And I went down the list, marking off who I preferred. And then I have it written down.
Pills. I'm supposed to. My daughter insisted that I take them with me, but I wasn't about to change my mind. The Vicarage in the Mirror. A detective novel by my favorite author, Lady Clarissa Westmacott. For years now, I've been trying to convince my theater group to stage one of her plays. The large map shows the different routes of the Orient Express. This train began in Paris and ends in Istanbul, as usual. Unfortunately, it will make most of its journey without me. The train covers a distance of more than 3,000 kilometers. It stops at a dozen places. In many cities, they entertain the travelers with local specialities and culture and adventure, especially in southeastern Europe. We Swiss are crazy about trains. We don't just have a lot of railroads. We have the most beautiful ones in the world.
Would you be so kind as to close the window? I don't want to sit in the draft.
Oh, pardon me. The violinist is a good-looking fellow. And he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape in the world. But one can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he. Hello, sir.
Hello.
If I'm not mistaken, you're a violinist.
That's true.
A wonderful instrument. The violin music touches the soul.
That's why I learned to play it.
Do you play in an orchestra?
No. Orchestras aren't really part of my world.
A solo violinist. The best soloists travel a great deal and make a pile of money, or so they say.
In that case, I'm probably not one of the best.
Are you traveling to Istanbul non-stop?
No. I'll transfer in Venice to a ship. I'm on my way to Cairo.
Cairo?
I'm performing at the reception in the Egyptian Museum there.
I'm sure your recital will be a great success. But tell me, did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Anything unusual?
Persons acting suspiciously, for instance.
For heaven's sake, is there cause for concern?
Everything is in order, sir. We Swiss are just very cautious people.
I understand. No, I didn't notice anything.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Very kind of you. Thanks. Oh, pardon me.
No problem. The uniform is waterproof. Mr.
Lucio. Professor Edgar Lucio.
Oh, a professor. Are you a scientist? Do you teach at the Sorbonne?
No, I work at the British Museum in London.
You don't say. So, you were, shall we say, an eyewitness to the burglary 2 days ago?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no?
There was a lot of commotion, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
There was a break-in in your museum, and it didn't concern you?
Well, let's just say that nothing that's happened in the last 2,000 years concerns me.
Whatever you say. The famous Inspector Legrand is on this train. I imagine you know him.
No. Should I?
You don't know him? And you also don't know what he's doing here?
No. Why should I?
Just a thought. You're a representative of the British Museum. There's a guarded safe on the train.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to imply. And now, please excuse me.
May I ask where you are going?
Of course. To Venice. I'm going to meet some colleagues there.
Oh, Venice. A beautiful city, or so I'm told.
Indeed. But I really have to take my leave now.
Just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Here? On the train? No. I can't say that I have. Although I did spend most of the time in my compartment.
I don't want to take up any more of your valuable time, but you do understand, don't you, that what concerns me is the present, and especially the robbery at the museum.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's just, I'm in rather a hurry.
You'll get in touch if you notice anything unusual, won't you, Professor?
Of course, Constable. What's this?
What's the matter, sir?
The door. I can't open it.
Ah, we'll sort it out somehow. The compartment is locked.
But I didn't lock it. I don't even have a key. I asked the steward. He was going to bring me one, but he never came back.
Someone locked it.
Find the steward. He needs to bring me the key immediately.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
You don't understand. I have to get back in my compartment.
All right, just wait here. You can easily lock the compartment door from inside by turning a little knob.
But I didn't lock it.
Professor, if you had locked the door from in there, you wouldn't be out here.
That's true.
The little label on the door reads Baroness von Trebitz. Blue blood on the Orient Express.
Yes, what is it?
Whoever that is, James, ask them whether they found my purse and then closed the door. The noise on this train is driving me crazy.
You're missing a purse. Was it stolen?
At very least, I cannot find it, sir.
It was stolen.
When was the last time the Baroness saw her purse?
What?
In Zurich, on the platform, sir.
I just asked where you last saw your purse.
In Zurich on the platform. James, tell him that I still had it when I got out to stretch my legs.
The Baroness says...
Maybe you lost it there.
What?
The Baroness never loses anything, sir.
I never lose anything.
Very well, then. I shall be on the lookout for your purse. If I might ask you a few questions about your fellow passengers.
I thought he was looking for my purse. James, tell him to look for my purse.
The Baroness wishes that you search for her purse.
But couldn't we perhaps... All right. First, the purse. I will have a look around.
Thank you, sir.
I don't believe it. I never thought I'd ever meet you.
Pardon me, but we'd prefer...
It's all right, Miss Miller. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately, just a constable, Lady Westmacott. I'm reading The Vicarage in the Mirror right now, for the 5th time at least.
That's nice, Constable...
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure. May I ask what you're doing here? Are you on holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak. The first and last holiday of my life.
Madam?
I've been writing since I was a little girl. It became my job, and now I've stopped. So, this must be a holiday.
You quit writing? Impossible. I have all of your books. Your Detective Partout is my favorite character.
Then I have bad news for you. I killed the old wretch off years ago.
I don't understand.
I'd rather not discuss my work, Constable.
Oh, well, fine.
The Inspector's my favorite character. Oh, well, I killed him off years ago.
Are you traveling to Istanbul, Lady Westmacott?
No, we are on our way to Venice.
Okay.
From there, we will take a ship to Cairo. As you may know, I have a penchant for archaeology. I fund a few excavations in Egypt. I traveled to Egypt by ship as a young woman. And now I'm doing it again as an old woman.
I see. As a writer, you must be very observant. Am I right? I mean, you have to study the behavior of people around you to create the characters in your novels, don't you?
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago, Mr. Zellner. Since then, most people just bore me.
Really? I had the impression you were eyeing me suspiciously as I came in.
What do you want to know, Constable?
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage with a cup of tea?
I did. He seemed nervous. He was waiting at the bar for the steward, and since the steward never appeared, he elected to help himself. He took 2 biscuits.
He seems pretty young, but he's already a professor at the British Museum.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to him later. Just out of courtesy, of course.
Of course. Did you notice the blonde man with the violin case?
I certainly did. He introduced himself and tried to make a good impression. People like him are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a flame.
But his charms failed on you.
I know him by name. David Kreutzer. He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a money problem?
People like him always have a money problem.
It's literally
No matter how much you
1984.
give them, they always spend twice as much.
Well, what'd
and
they
complain
do?
that They have far
They
too
censored her feet.
Up. Yeah.
And she's not
Did you
groping her
notice
boob
anyone
there.
else? What about the
Well, not there. That's-
People are. I know she did it like 2 seconds before that, and like people were so upset over this.
Inspector who went in the direction of the freight car a few minutes ago.
I'm sorry
Isn't
you
that the
didn't get
Frenchman
feet.
who made his name? when he
I'm not
crossed the
sorry.
I wouldn't quite say caught.
Feet people were like degenerates.
Why don't you ask me about him
Yeah,
and my theory
these
about
people
what he's doing
aren't.
here?
Yeah, Bill's a
I don't
degenerate.
think we should discuss Inspector Legrand's investigation in public.
Legrand.
They aren't.
Right, that was his name. Will he save the day again? Or will you, Constable?
Or these people.
There's something else. A passenger's purse has gone missing. I suppose you haven't seen it.
I'm sorry, Constable Zellner. As you know, I only deal with murder, not burglary.
Have you asked my boy yet?
Found
Maddie is good
them.
at finding things.
I'll go and do that
It's
now.
like, yeah, this is how
As much as I'd
I
like to keep
discovered
talking,
Chainsaw Man.
duty calls.
You were right.
Madam?
I did observe you as you came in. You seemed so...
Wouldn't that kill him?
It's been a long time since I've had a
not
chance
use
to prove
protection.
myself, madam.
And this is it. Your chance.
Yeah, I
do hope
guess.
Then grab it. Even small people can
Wouldn't you
make
have to be like a
big
full
changes,
body
as
condom?
my friend Ronald likes
Just
to
don't
say.
clap
I
cheeks.
shall do my best.
So, turn around.
The steward must have forgotten the toothpicks. Normally, he would offer them discreetly after dinner.
Why did you have to move over? Whatever. No, in this game. Examine the bowl.
Butterscotch. I've loved them since I was a child. Their only drawback, they don't play nice with false teeth.
The Bulger?
The Bulger.
I don't remember offhand right now.
The worst character in Avatar.
Oh, the Bulger? Okay.
Who would have thought that one day butterscotch would remind me of my age and of all the things I had
So we were watching another episode of Guess Who Scooby-Doo last night. And, it's been a little bit since we watched the episode. Man. So this one, special guest, The Flash. So it's Shaggy, Scooby, and their best pal, Barry Allen, who's their best friend because he's the only one who can keep up with their appetite. How do I pin this? Girl fart.
What is that, unrealistic?
Whatever. But so it's like, Shaggy gets a text from Fred that says, "Bring the bait," and then so it's like, "Sorry, Barry, we gotta go. We have to go be the bait." And then so they get there, the trap's set up, and then they're about to pull the rope, and then the Flash, they're running from the Miner 49er, and they trip. They're like Shaggy and Scooby are pushing like a thing of gold, like a wheelbarrow of gold, and then they trip, and then so the gold's all about to hit Daphne, Velma, and Fred. And so the Flash shows up and then does like a time in a bottle thing where he's like moving the gold out of the way. And so ties up Miner 49er. And he's like, okay, now let's see who this really is. Pulls the mask off. And he's like, I don't know who this is. And then Fred goes, it's and he's like, yes. Let me go ahead and take this guy to Iron Heights. And then runs all the way to Iron Heights, runs back. And then he goes, my friend Barry Allen said that you Shaggy and Scooby had like some sort of food challenge thing happening. Here, I'll take you to him. And then runs all the way back to the diner. And then they just keep doing this gag of Shaggy and Scooby have to leave to do a mystery, and so then the Flash solves it so he can get back to eating. And it's with Miner 49er, it's the Creeper, Charlie, the android. It's just like literally the ghost of Captain Cutter, who is like he was the scuba diver with the thing on his head. But yeah, so it was just literally all of the classic Scooby-Doo villains again. But like they're solving it like this because the Flash really just wants to get back to eating. And then so they're like talking. And then you see there's like a supervillain who's watching the Flash. And then I'm like, dude, that's Mark Hamill's voice. And Mark Hamill was already in here as Mark Hamill and as the Joker. So eventually, Daphne, Fred, and Velma have been kidnapped by this villain. So the Flash gets to the toy factory because they left a note behind on the Creeper where they had unmasked the Creeper. The Flash had taken Shaggy and Scooby back to the diner, and then while the Flash was gone, they got kidnapped. And then whoever had like just left the note taped to the Creeper's face as he's like tied up in a hay bale. They get there, and it's just a giant teddy bear who's like, "Oh yes, the Flash. I've hidden your 3 friends in 3 different areas, and I've set bombs up on a timer. You may be able to save 1, but you won't be able to save all of them. Or you could come into the room with me and unmask yourself and reveal your identity to the world. So then Barry's like, oh, I could do this. And then it's like, I forgot to eat. I don't have enough calories. I can't tap into the Speed Force. And then so Shaggy's Scooby like, oh, well, we'll distract him. Here, eat these Scooby snacks. We always carry a box on us each. And then I'm like, where did Scooby keep them? But whatever. So then the Flash is just eating dog treats. Because that's all Scooby snacks are.
Mm-hmm. They're pot cookies.
Well, then the Flash is eating drug paraphernalia, but also I guess the metabolism, yeah. But yeah, so then
heroes can do drugs.
Yeah, I mean Mighty Mouse, right?
Heroes do drugs. That's the quote.
Heroes do drugs. But so then the Flash eats all the Scooby snacks. Oh, Speed Force! He saves everyone as the teddy bear hits the bomb, and then ties up the teddy bear, and then goes, "Well, let's see who this really is." Pulls off the head, and it's the Joker. And it's like, wait, no, because he's not one of mine. He's yeah, you know the guy, big, tall, dark, brooding, has the ears. And then Fred goes, yeah, actually that doesn't make sense. Grabs his face, pulls it off, it's the Trickster. So they got Mark Hamill 3 times in this season. And then the Flash is, oh yeah, that makes more sense, yeah. And then just throws the Trickster into the jail cell. The only one jail cell that he threw all of the villains in Iron Heights. And it was like, that was amazing. I just really like the fact that he like went back to like classic Scooby-Doo villains. And I'm like, why is Charlie the Android in jail? He was just like glitching out, right?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure Charlie the Android was just because it was like in the Scooby-Doo, Charlie the Robot, Charlie the Funland Robot, Evil Doer. I mean, he's notable from the first monster that is real and not a person in a costume. Yeah, it's like his sister like sabotaged the robot, and then so he was like running around and attacking. Oh, also Space Kook.
You can't say that.
I just did.
You can't call somebody a kook.
Actually,
no, he can say it because that's his name. You can't.
Oh no, sorry, Tower. That's not his name. His name is the Spooky Space Kook.
The spook Space Kook. Got it.
Also known as the Goody Ghost from Outer Space.
Why not? I'm just gonna kill your horse. You keep this up.
I don't have a horse.
Not you. Just my character's brother's wife.
What are you playing?
Bannerlord.
Oh. It doesn't say you're playing anything.
Oh.
No need to sound so depressed that you're playing Bannerlord. You know? It's like, it's finally on PlayStation and now you're like depressed about it.
I just don't have a goal.
Platinum it.
No.
I mean...
I've looked at the platinum. I'm not platinuming
the
this.
steward. The pad on which the steward rides.
I'm having enough trouble just trying to.
Maybe he didn't use it because there's not much to.
As it is.
I don't need the
let alone trying to conquer everything.
When I scratch the pencil's lead with the scissors, I get fine graphite powder. I won't get a Nobel Prize for the idea, but graphite powder will bring out fingerprints at a pinch.
Oh, you're too close. You can't hit me with the spear. Oh no.
Perhaps he keeps the compartment keys in there. Locked. Where could he be? A shortwave radio. It's amazing how small these things have become in the last 10 years.
Okay. Back up. Now go back. Talk to the man with the newspaper.
Mr.
Zellner.
Right.
Anton Jakob Zellner.
Tell me, did you notice anything suspicious here on the train or in Zurich?
You mean, except for the fact that my suitcase was stolen on the platform? No. Is there any reason to be concerned?
No. Just routine.
Constable
Space Ghost, Coast to Coast?
Don't think I'm naive. I spotted the inspector from Interpol. Legarde is his name, if I recall correctly.
I think they're supposed to be bringing back Harvey Birdman.
Zurich, he put a cash box into the safe, and then kept close watch.
Elon Musk, $44 billion to own
this. That a man at his pay grade routinely tramps across the Alps just to keep an eye on cash boxes.
A cash box? Like the ones you'd find in safe deposit boxes?
Precisely. And I believe we both have a good idea. Just
I don't know if it's supposed to be. Oh no! Okay. Oh no! It already premiered. So it's because I wasn't entirely sure if it was a spin-off of Harvey Birdman or Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law.
What's yours?
But no, it's Attorney at Law on HBO Max.
One of the legendary Eyes of the Sphinx.
With a bird girl.
An emerald is rumored to be in a Swiss bank vault, if I remember correctly. Both jewels were supposed to be exhibited together in Cairo for the first time in 50 years. It does make one wonder.
Indeed. Any news about the robbery in London?
Quite something, wasn't it? It must have been professionals. The way they disabled one of the best security systems in the world. Most impressive.
People were injured.
One cannot execute a robbery of that scale without collateral damage. It seems like the Raven has finally found a worthy successor. We can look forward to new and spectacular coups.
I'm afraid I won't enjoy his exploits this time around if the new Raven is so reckless.
That's your prerogative.
May I borrow your newspaper?
You can take the section with the article on the burglary. You're interested in that bit, aren't you?
You caught me out.
Here you go.
Dankeschön. There's something else. Do you know where the conductor is?
I'd like to know that myself. I told him to search for my missing suitcase in Zurich. He hasn't got back to me yet. He's probably in cahoots with the thieves and didn't bother getting back on the train. If we don't crack down on vermin like them, The rabble will rule the world one day.
Well, at the moment, we still don't know what really happened.
He is not here doing his job. That's bad enough.
I meant to ask, the Baroness is missing her purse.
A Baroness? This train is really full of the creme de la creme. The Queen of Crime is over there, and now a Baroness as well.
Have you seen the purse?
Unfortunately, no. Do you know Lady Westmacott? You were talking to her.
Well, I'm an admirer of her work.
Like so many others. I once read in the newspaper that only Shakespeare and the Bible sell more copies than her crime novels.
I read that too.
She must be filthy
Increases
rich.
my...
As a doctor, I'd have to work 1,000 years to earn that kind of money.
So I can
Auf
have
Wiedersehen,
troops.
Dr.
I know
Gebhardt.
you need some troops
Goodbye,
now.
Constable. It was a pleasant chat.
But I don't know what causes it initially. Because I don't work for anybody yet.
Okay, let's get that one.
I'm not allied with the kingdom yet.
Those two.
Let's get the clan here. I saw those.
Copy. I didn't. You heard wrong. Oh, why is Steel Ball Run trending?
Finally got somebody who's a good scout.
I have taken the first napkin. Yeah, hey, they're going all out for this, Shigaraki thing.
Stigmata.
Also this one. Square Enix's Symbiogenesis project is not only the Paradise Eve remake fans wanted, but it also involves NFTs. Oh, not only not. Sorry, rephrasing. Parasite Eve rumor turns out to be more NFT nonsense from Square Enix, disappointing Paradise Eve fans and the community in general.
Not everything needs to be an NFT. What? The South Park episode on NFTs was so good.
South Park NFTs?
Yeah, the Butters. It was so good. It was where they were grown-ups.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Butters was selling NFTs. That's what Butters did with his life.
And Steven's like, do you want anything? I want you to be safe.
Yeah, you're going so far.
I mean, I've been there before.
No, but you're weird.
Excuse you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you not?
I am, but that's not the reason why I went there.
Yo, you didn't go there for cheese.
I didn't go there for cheese. I mean, I think we did buy one of the cheese heads, but I didn't wear it.
Cheese hat, fool.
Yeah. Copy image. See, I was talking to that guy. Oh, select the newspaper in the inventory.
Let's see if there's any news. Blah, 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 blah. Eye of the Sphinx. One of two priceless jewels. Extraordinary pure ruby. 2000 BC. Etc. And here, shocking burglary. Professional thieves surprised by museum guard Charles Langley and Constable Robert Oliver of Scotland
will be in charge of...
Explosion? Not really anything new. One of the two eyes of the Sphinx, a ruby that's nearly 4,000 years old, was stolen from the British Museum. The burglar was surprised, but managed to escape with his loot without being recognized. That's the official story.
I should have done it a while ago.
But it says nothing about Legrand and the second eye. Luna's Drops, the calming herbal liqueur for women. A glass a day. It relaxes the nerves and maintains domestic tranquility.
Oh, I think I remember the context to this.
Bother your husband. A story about the upcoming Oscars and Cleopatra's chances of winning. An incredible feat. They built the largest movie set of
Isn't
all
that
time in
the
Rome.
girl
And
that...
because of the main actress's
She was like,
many
oh yeah,
illnesses,
that's the
several
square
changes
one.
of
Put it in the
director,
square
months
hole.
of delays,
And it's like, yeah.
costs shot to over
And then put the
$14
circle
million.
in the square
most
hole. And she's like,
expensive movie ever made.
no. And then she's just gradually just getting broken down because they keep putting things in the wrong hole. And she's like, yeah, it is. And then it like gets to the end and she's like crying.
John Surtees won the Formula One World Championship for the first time on Saturday. He also won the World Championship in motorcycle racing from 1956 to 1960, making him the only man in motorsports to win world championships in both motorcycle and Formula One events. Not really my cup of tea. Too loud, too fast, too much exhaust.
So go outside.
A box with a padlock. I suppose it contains tools for the train's crew, maybe for coupling and uncoupling the cars. At any rate, it's positioned so that it's easier to reach from the ground than from up here. Locked.
Bang, bang! Don't move!
Mad, have you gone mad?
I'll shoot! Hey, my pistol!
You'll get it back in Venice. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a
You
ghost.
lost somebody.
Ghosts don't exist.
They do
You
too.
lose.
Once you flew past the
Imperial
window.
Creek.
Yes,
Darn.
sure. Now get moving.
Oh,
The box is secure. I strongly suspect that the door is locked. No, it's open. Hello? Wow.
Don't move a muscle, you feathered fiend.
Put the gun down, Robert. If I may introduce Constable Robert Oliver from the yard. This is the revered Constable Zellner of the Swiss police, who obviously couldn't control his curiosity.
That was scary.
Then I was right. You really do want to lure someone into a trap.
That's none of your business.
Perhaps that someone recently struck in London.
And how would I bait my trap then?
With an eye? An eye on its way from Zurich to Cairo.
Someone has done his homework. Well done, Constable.
I hope you'll acknowledge that I, as a Swiss policeman, can undertake investigations in my own country.
Are we still in Switzerland?
I could be your eyes on the train, as long as you're here in the freight car.
Oh, really?
There is a certain Professor Lucien on the train. He's an archaeologist from London.
And what's his story?
Well, it seems someone locked him out of his compartment.
Locked out?
Well, yes. The door is locked and he's standing outside without a key.
Was it locked from inside?
It may have been. Do you think the locked door could be important?
Professor Lucien plays an important role in this story. Well then, Constable Zellner, be my eyes and ears on the train and see that Professor Lucien gets back into his compartment. Report back to me when you're through.
My pleasure, monsieur. Constable Robert Oliver. Is it possible that I read your name in the newspaper?
Ah, could be, sir. Could very well be.
Robert was there when the first eye of the Sphinx was stolen.
Why were you in the museum? Did you spot something from outside?
Well, sir, I noticed that a door was ajar, which was suspicious, and it was my duty to investigate, sir.
Scotland Yard gave him a commendation and assigned him to me as a liaison.
A great honor, sir.
Baroness von Trebitz told me that she's missing her purse.
Baroness von Trebitz? Interesting.
Indeed, sir.
But it has nothing to do with our case.
So I shouldn't concern myself with the matter?
Why not? It's your job as a policeman. But don't expect me to be particularly interested in a lost purse.
What do you know of this Raven's heir?
He tried to blow me up.
Robert, we don't know who we're dealing with yet.
In any event, the new Raven is a more dangerous man than the old one.
How do you know it's a man? It could just as easily be a woman.
Or several men.
And anyway, how do you know that it's a new Raven?
Monsieur?
Never mind.
I go attend to the door now.
Good. And, Constable Zellner?
Yes?
Don't bother us, unless you have something new to report.
Of course. A thief might get anxious if there's too much activity in the freight car.
Exactement. Knock twice. Then we'll know that it's you.
Understood. An investigation on behalf of Legrand that takes me one step closer. If I can convince him of my competence, I might even be able to see this case through to the end.
This one car. And go all the way back.
Oh, Constable?
Yes, ma'am.
My son didn't make any trouble for you, I hope. It's just that he just walked past us, silent and seething.
I'm trying to shove me up a train.
Someone's laid down the law.
You probably deserve it.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah, I always deserve
he played
it,
a trick
but...
on me, a rather dangerous one. The lad left me no choice but to take away his wooden pistol as a punishment.
Still
I
not
understand.
fun.
And thank you. Maddie is a very
Like a black
lively
hole.
child. Sometimes he needs a
Dude,
strong fatherly hand.
Where is Matt's father, if I may ask?
Existential dread. Not a fan of this.
He's gone.
Ah, I understand.
Could you, leave Maddie's pistol here, perhaps? So you don't have to bother with it?
Of course. I told him he wouldn't get it back until Venice.
Very well. Thank you again, Constable.
My, Guacamole Gamer Partner 9000 had, like, solidified in the bottom.
Oh no.
So I, like, took it, took, like, a red Solo cup and, like, poured the powder out. And then I was, like, just taking a screwdriver and just stabbing at it to try to break it up.
You must have got some moisture in there somehow.
I don't know.
I never have to do that to mine.
It seems like I have to do it all the time. Yeah, because, I mean, let me take a look at it now. I mean, it looks better.
Is your silica pack still in yours?
Yeah. In fact, it was like, the silica pack was like stuck to the material in there. I'm gonna need to order some more fruit punch. I'm running low.
Oh no.
That seems like my favorite one.
Yeah, fruit punch is my favorite too. Blah blah blah, duel me. No, I don't duel bandits.
Freaking Seto Kaiba over here. So Seto Kaiba actually did duel bandits.
Bandit Keith.
I don't think Seto Kaiba ever dueled Bandit Keith.
I don't think so either.
But he did duel the, it was the rare hunters. Where they had like fake cards and they were working for Merrick.
Mm-hmm. The game keeps acting like I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's
like, it's gonna cost you a lot of money to upgrade these people. Are you sure you want to do that? And it's fine. They'll kill way more.
Yeah, it's acting like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And you're like, I know what I'm doing.
It's because I'm upgrading them into like the final tier.
I mean,
like, so much of my army is like final tier units now because I've been playing at the merchant. Like I haven't sided with a kingdom yet in this run. Mm-hmm. I'm constantly getting letters in the mail to like join our kingdom, become a mercenary, blah blah blah, and I'm just like, I'm good.
I'm good solo.
I've got a party that's bigger than some of your armies. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, that's why they want you to join.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm waiting for them to not give me a choice and come after me because I'm too strong. I can afford another workshops. Leadership ranked up. What am I getting? Let's see. Oh, I'm torn. So I can get authority, which is town garrison is 20% more effective for security, and party size limit is increased by 5, which is nice.
Hello, Matt.
Or I can get heroic leader, which is +1 town loyalty per day, and troops in your formation cost 10% more morale penalty when they kill
Until I get my pistol back.
I gave it to your mother.
Oh man, couldn't you have just raked me over the coals?
Would you have learned?
I didn't learn anything.
No, I never lead a formation. I put my soldiers in first formation.
That will be quite
to do it. So I'll go to the top of that one, which is party leader, which is where I am.
If I make...
Yes, my 86 troops attack the 12
passenger
bandits.
Is missing her purse. Perhaps you've seen it.
So, there are thieves on the train.
It's been missing for some time now. Probably since Zurich.
You can now choose your YouTube handle. Yeah, my YouTube account is old enough to where I've already had the handle. Because if you would, before now, made a YouTube account, it would have to be your name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All my
we created our YouTube accounts forever ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Long time ago. I don't know, give Matt a butterscotch.
Would you like a butterscotch?
You think you can bribe me?
No,
I have no reason to.
Forward.
You made trouble and got punished for it. Take it as a peace offering.
Just
they have
4?
3
If I'm faster than you, there'll only be 3.
Spearmen.
Hey!
Archers, cavalry,
All right then. And no dangerous nonsense anymore.
Okay.
Your mother is Lady Westmacott's companion, correct?
Yeah, but it's not like you think. At first I thought, boy, you must be really wicked if you need to pay for friends. But the lady's really okay. A bit odd and
my army is
really
going to start getting
old.
super
But
expensive though once I start getting the max rank
The
cavalry.
lady has peculiar taste.
Hey!
You and your mother, do you both live on Lady Westmacott's estate?
I'm only there for the holidays. Most of the time I'm at boarding school.
I imagine that's not very pleasant.
No, it's fine. I have friends there. You always have to be so quiet in the lady's house, and I'm not allowed to bring any friends.
Such a big house with so many places to hide, and no one to play hide and seek with.
You said it.
And how long has your mother worked for the lady?
2 years.
And your father? What does he do?
He stayed home. I used to go fishing with him, and hunting. He even let me shoot a real gun.
And then?
Then Mom fought with him, and he left. I was 7.
Oh, and how old are you now?
In 8 months, I'll be 9 years old.
I told
Do you already know what you want to be when you grow
cavalry
up?
to attack, and then I told them to return. They tried to circle around to return, and some of them ran in past the retreat.
Well,
so I have 3 troops that have
You need a lot
fought
of talent for that. I'm an actor in a theater group, you know?
You are?
Oh, yes. And I'm one of the best in our group, if I may say so. I get really deep into my roles, you know? I don't just talk like the character. I think like him. I become him. It's the only way to... Matt, are you okay?
He's about to distract himself so hard.
I think you just have to be good at copying things to be an actor.
Yes.
That wasn't bad. Disturbing, but not bad. The Baroness in the second compartment over there is missing her purse. Do you have any idea where it could be?
Get more horses.
Do I ever?
How many horses do I have?
That guy over there with the violin case?
What about it?
He picked up something in Zurich and put it in his violin case.
Really?
Yeah, and he made sure that nobody saw him.
You saw him?
Uh-huh.
Did you also see what it was?
Nah, not really. But now that I think of it, it must have been the Baroness's purse.
I should look into it, shouldn't I?
I think so.
Tell me, have you seen the steward anywhere?
Looks like
No.
they just conquered
He was
the
walking around a
castle.
little while ago, though.
Hopefully they didn't forget him in Zurich.
What's he supposed to do?
I'm looking for a key to open a compartment door.
Did you check his things behind the counter?
I'm sure the drawers will be locked.
Can't you break it open? Or pick the lock like the Raven?
Perhaps. But I'd need a piece of wire or something like that.
Ask my mom. She has a lot of hairpins. She doesn't like the wind messing up her hair.
Thanks for the tip. So long.
So longer.
And troop limit just went up again. And so what am I looking at now? Let's see. 14, 12, 16, 17
The
horsemen.
violin case looks pretty old.
I should probably get
But that doesn't
3
say anything
more.
about the quality of the violin. The best violins are often in the oldest cases.
Maybe 25.
I doubt the violinist will let me have a look in his case. Excuse me, sir. About the purse.
Ah, yes? Has it been found?
Someone saw you with your violin case on the platform in Zurich.
What's the meaning of this? I didn't steal anything.
Nobody said you did. I just wanted to ask you whether you might have noticed anything on the platform.
Ah.
Oh yeah, I saw that AOC post.
Well, I thought because you mentioned my violin case in the context of the purse.
Apropos, may I have a look at your violin? It must be a very extraordinary piece.
Oh, that's not possible. It's a genuine Guarneri.
Very valuable.
Very. And also very sensitive.
What could harm it here? Light? Air? May I ask you to open the violin case?
No, you may not. I'm not guilty of anything.
I'm afraid I have to insist.
Then I'm afraid you need a warrant. I will not stand back and let you rifle through my belongings.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Alright. Oh, we're closer? There we go.
What's going on over here? Dude, it's best to find tournaments that have horses as the prize, because the horses usually sell from anywhere from 8 to 15,000 for tournament horses.
What are you doing? I'm sorry.
I'll look for dinner on. Toothpick in the runner.
The tip of the toothpick is stuck between the window and the runner.
What nerve? I'll complain to your superiors.
Search for all in case. Examine the violin.
I don't know anything about violins. May very well be a very well, that's not an old one, but...
Hey, what are you doing there?
I was taking your case for safekeeping, since it was left here unattended. When I picked it up, the cover unlatched.
I never leave my violin unattended.
Ah, then no one else could have put this purse in your case.
Someone must have snuck it in. Like you.
Aha, for sure. And you have a pistol in the case because...
I don't owe you an explanation. It's mine. I have a gun license. Now, take the damned purse to the Baroness and leave me in peace. Just get lost.
It won't be that easy. I'll report the incident to the Italian authorities in Venice.
What? Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. Double check. Head down to Matt to congratulate you on his tip.
Hey, Matt. The violinist really did steal the purse. Well observed.
I knew it! I bet he's got more stuff planned. I'll stay here and keep an eye on him secretly. Okay?
Sounds like a plan.
Before selecting the purse or inventory.
Should I take a look? On the other hand...
Search the first. See the banknotes.
Banknotes. British pounds, French francs, Italian lira. Much more than most would carry with them. But probably suitable for a wealthy lady like the Baroness. Some letters. Private.
A picture.
And here? A picture. A family in a garden. From the light clothing of the people in the picture and the strong shadows, I'd say the picture was taken on a sunny day. Tough to read. It's old-fashioned German. I learned it in school, but I'm a bit out of practice. I've been writing with the Latin-style script for 10 years now, like everyone else. Seems like it says, "For my dear little sister Meta, summer in Masuria, 1926. The Baroness must have been a young woman in 1926. She probably spent the summer holidays with her family there. Pleasant memories carried in a picture. But it's none of my business. I should give the Baroness her property back."
Ask the Baroness. Ask the professor. Knock on the door.
Oh, Inspector, did you find the Baroness's purse?
I did indeed.
You did! Out of my way, James. Oh, wunderbar. Tremendous work, Inspector.
Constable, Baroness. Constable Anton Jakob Zellner, at your service. May I ask you where this beautiful train is taking you?
To the madhouse, I'm afraid. One is close to the brink of insanity with this constant shaking and rattling.
Have you ever tried flying, Baroness?
Do you know how little luggage one is permitted upon an aeroplane? It defies all reason and good taste.
Have you heard about the burglary at the British Museum?
Heard about it? I'm directly affected by it.
How so?
I'm in charge of the Friends of the British Museum. And for your information, I'm financing the exhibition.
Exhibition? What exhibition?
The exhibition in Cairo. Where did you think we were going? The eyes of the Sphinx were supposed to be exhibited together for the first time in decades. Now that one of them is gone, the exhibition will be rather less sensational than we'd hoped.
On the other hand, there's a chance that all the uproar will generate more attention, and that the exhibition will still be a great success.
Perhaps. But we wanted to show them both together. That was the whole point.
Can you tell me anything about your fellow passengers, Baroness?
No, not really. I could hardly care who's penned up in here with me. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Lucien is here, the professor. Poor fellow. The eye of the Sphinx that was stolen belonged to his collection.
Professor Lucien is an Egyptologist.
But of course. As director of the Egyptian department of the British Museum, he has to be. The whole burglary thing really upset him. Director Thomas told me he was a nervous wreck.
I'll take my leave of you now, Baroness, and I do hope your journey becomes more bearable.
Yes, indeed, Inspector.
Constable. James? He doesn't make a very balanced impression, and he, of all people, isn't bothered by a robbery in his own museum. Professor Lucien?
Yes? Do you have the key?
Actually, I wanted...
Please, I have to go back to my compartment.
An extraordinary... Yet, they say she can be difficult. Excuse me, Lady Westmacott.
Constable Zellner, how can I help you?
I was wondering if you might...
Sign your book, Constable Zellner?
If it isn't too much of an inconvenience.
Of course it's an inconvenience, but only a small one. You're welcome.
Thank you so very much. Another time. Farewell, Lady Westmacott.
Constable?
Mrs. Miller made a good impression. She wanted to protect Lady Westmacott from me, a pushy admirer. Very diligent. But she does seem a little nervous and tense. I imagine she has her work cut out for her with Matt. And a difficult boss, from what they say. Mrs. Miller?
Yes?
Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I was totally focused on my work.
She's always got an awful lot to do, my Mary.
You have to tell me if that's not all right with you.
Good Lord, child. Knit as much as you want.
So, nothing out of the ordinary?
No, Constable.
Please excuse my unusual request, but Matt said you have some hairpins. Could I borrow one?
One of my hairpins?
It's a long story. It would be a big help.
Well, if you really need one.
Go ahead, Mary. The constable won't do it any harm. Will you, Mr. Zellner?
Of course not, madam.
Is this one okay?
It'll do nicely, madam. How very kind of you. Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
Time to bar with... Okay.
Suddenly, it's me who's the thief on the train. Whoops. That was easier than expected. Batteries, a toothbrush. Mrs. Miller?